I don't know if I've ever told this story here before. I was never a Dale Earnhardt fan. I was always a Mark Martin fan during that era, right?
I always liked Rusty Wallace.
Yeah. So I bet I went to This was a trip. This was a day. Me and my buddy went to visit all the shops in North Carolina. So we go to Roush Racing. We go to Roush Racing, and there were no drivers there. We go to Penske Racing, and that's when Jeremy Mayfield and Rusty Wallace were both racing for Penske. I met Jeremy Mayfield that day. Rusty wasn't in the shop. We go over to Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Dude, that shop was a fucking museum. Like, you walk into this shop, dude, it was 10 times bigger than all the other shops we went into. And you walk in, there's a fucking gift shop to the right. You walk straight, and there's nothing but glass windows in front of you. And what's behind those glass windows? A bunch of cars that have been built or raced in the past. So you can just look through the windows and see them. So me and my buddy Randy are standing there looking at these cars. I'm like, it's fucking Dale Earnhardt. I don't give a fuck. But my buddy Randy loved Dale. And I hear a door close behind me, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And I look behind me, and it was an upstairs door, and it's Dale Earnhardt walking down the stairs. There was probably, I'm going to say there was probably 75 to 100 people on a Tuesday at the shop, just as guests, right? Looking around. We walk, I turn around and go, "Hey, Randy, there's Dale." He goes, "What?" I said, "There's Dale." And he turns around, and Randy did what every other person that noticed Dale do, Jim. He turned around and he started walking in Dale's direction. It was like a fucking magnet, all right? And he's walking his guest outside, and there's 75 people just following Dale outside. We get outside. Everybody's circled around Dale and his business partner. He tells his buddy goodbye. And he looks at everybody that's standing there, Jim. He goes, "Hey, y'all, I'm here. And if you got something you want me to sign, I'll sign everything." I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, right? Like, I'm like, okay, this is cool. So this guy walks up with his 6-year-old daughter, 5-year-old son, or vice versa, right? They walk up, and the dad fucking freaks out. He says, "Oh my God, it's Dale Earnhardt, kids. It's Dale, it's Dale." He goes, "Hi." And Dale's like in the middle of signing autographs to the other 75 people. And Dale turns around, he goes, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He goes, "Mr. Earnhardt, can I get a picture with you and my kids?" And Dale says, "Yeah, man, no problem." And the guy, he looks down at his hands. He goes, I got to go to my car to get my camera. This was pre-cell phone, right? And Dale says, "All right, I'll babysit your kids." So the dad runs off, gets his camera. Everybody's laughing. Dale's continuing to talk to people, sign autographs. The dad comes back, and Dale says, "All right." Oh, I'm sorry. While the dad was gone, Dale looks at the little boy and he goes, "Who's your favorite driver?" And the little boy goes, "You, Mr. Earnhardt, you're my favorite driver." And he says to the little girl, "Hey, Mr. or he goes, "Hey, who's your favorite driver?" And she goes, "Jeff Gordon, number 24. It was great, man. It was so good because you know what Dale said? He said, "He's really good."
Yeah.
Like that. He said he's really good. And that's when Jeff was winning the championships, right? And the dad comes back and he says, okay. He was so nervous. It was the most nervous 30-year-old man I've ever seen in my life, low watermark.
Yeah.
And he goes to take the picture, and he's taking the picture like this, like, horizontal, right? And Dale says, "Do you want to see the kids, or do you just want to see me?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, turn your camera sideways because your kids are like 2 feet tall. and the dad goes, oh yeah. And Dale looks at the crowd and he says, I'm a photographer part-time. The whole crowd lost it. He signed everybody's stuff. He even, and I'm not an Earnhardt fan, but he signed what I had. And everybody left. And Dale starts walking towards his truck. Our truck's in the same direction. And I said, Mr. Earnhardt, can I, shake your hand? He goes, yeah, that'd be fine. And I shook his hand, and I'm not a fan. And my buddy Randy just stood there like a bitch, and he didn't shake his fucking hand. And I go, Randy, and we get in the truck, and I said, you want to smell my fucking fingers, dude? I got to shake your idol's hand. And he died 4 months later in fucking Daytona. It was fucking terrible. It turned me onto liking Dale Earnhardt. Just his interaction with the crowd. It was unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, it was very enriching to see that.
Yeah,
what's this one?
my cousin